All right. Hello, everybody who is watching. My name is Lauren Clift. I am director of Team Choose Your Destiny, and I'm going to be hosting this new consultant call. So I have a little outline to go over. I'm going to try to make this as short as possible because I know everybody has lives to get to, right? So basically, we're going to go over a little bit of I don't know, just kind of what you guys should be focusing on. Excuse me. And then I'll give you a couple of my tips and then we'll wrap it up. So again, my name is Lauren Clift. I'm director of Team Choose Your Destiny. I've been a consultant since September of 2014, so almost 7 years. I love it. I love this company so much, and I hope that you guys truly enjoy your Scentsy journey. I tell that to all my new teammates, so I really hope you guys do. It's such an amazing company, and you guys have such a huge future in front of you, whether it's being a hobbyist or turning this into your full-time business. Okay, so I'm basically going to be going over a little outline we have here. These are relatively new for us. This is actually my first one, so bear with me. But a little outline of just what you guys should kind of be focusing on as you start, okay? So first and foremost, your sponsor, the person that you joined under, is always your first line of contact. That's who you ask your questions to. That's who's gonna kind of guide you on this journey. The nice thing is Scentsy has a lot of things in place for us to where you can kind of learn how to help yourselves. And that's kind of what we're gonna talk about tonight. You also have a director. We have quite a few directors with Jess, and then you have our superstar director, which is Jess Markowitz. I know it probably shows as Jess Markowitz right now, right? I'm just logged into her Zoom, so don't be confused. I'm not Jess. So always kind of go through your chain of command, for lack of a better word. If you have a question and you really can't find the answer to it, reach out to your sponsor. If your sponsor is not available, reach out to your director or your superstar director. I personally never ask Jess any questions anymore. I just call support because support knows everything. So if I could start you off with a tip, if your sponsor is not available, or if you feel like it's a question that support could help you with, just call support. They're amazing. They're like the nicest people ever. You should have received some type of like welcome letter from Jess and from your directors. If you haven't, just check your spam, you know, because emails tend to go to spam. And make sure you guys are on your Facebook page or on everyone's Facebook pages, right? So probably your director has a page, your sponsor might have a page. I will warn you, there are a lot of pages on Facebook for Scentsy. So pace yourself. Maybe just join one or two and find some good flyer groups, some good sample making groups. If your sponsor's been around for a while or your director probably has been around for a while, we can always recommend groups to you guys. But I'm just going to say there's a lot. So don't overwhelm yourself. Don't feel like you have to join everything and follow everything. The blessing of this business is you go at your own pace and you do you. So if you don't want to be a part of a bunch of pages on Facebook or whatever, you don't have to be, but they are a really great resource. By this point, hopefully you guys have, excuse me, logged into your workstation. As a new consultant, you're going to hear PWS and you're going to hear workstation, and you're going to be like, what's the freaking difference? Your PWS is your personal website. Okay. So this is where you went and joined somebody's team. This is where your people are going to go shopping. This is where people are going to go check out your clearance section or the new releases. It's a really great place to find images. It's a great place to share links. It's where people join your team. So your personal website is free for 3 months, right? And then after that, it's $10 a month. I highly, highly, highly recommend it because it's how you're going to grow your business and your team and have access to all the amazing sales we have. So again, it's free for 3 months and then it's $10. That is your personal website or your PWS. In your workstation, which I'm going to kind of show you guys a little bit, I'm going to do a screen share. Just make sure you put your, I know it's hard, but put your picture on your personal website, update your story, People will stumble upon your website, and that's how they're going to get to know you. I have had many people join my team because of my story on my website. So it really is just such a good tool, your personal website, your PWS. Your workstation is basically your like motherland, okay? So the workstation's where you're gonna find news articles about what's coming out. It's where you're gonna place your orders. It's where you're gonna check the status of shipping. It's where you are gonna do all your training. The workstation is just like your place. If I had any tip as far as your personal website and your workstation, play around. You're not going to break anything, okay? Just play around, and that's the best way to familiarize yourself with both websites, is just exploring. Click on buttons, look at trainings. There's a lot of great trainings in your workstation. Under the Scentsy Success, I think they keep changing it, but we're going to go over it. But I mean, in my first couple weeks, I was just glued to my computer and just exploring. So that would be my biggest tip to you. And like I said, you're not going to break anything, okay? So I'm going to do a screen share. And hopefully I do this right. Okay. So this is your workstation, right? So when you log in, 9 times out of 10, it's going to take you to your dashboard. Hopefully my internet's not being tricky. So this is where it's pretty much always going to take you, where you can track your monthly performance, where you can track earning a promotion. You can see who your sponsors are, who your superstar directors are. You can click right on here and go to your personal website. I'm not going to go over every tab because, like I said, just play around. You won't break anything, okay? Tips. I'm just going to go over my tips for the workstation. Orders tab, right? This is where you're going to create your parties. My tip is to always have a party open. For me, it's an organization thing because I have orders trickle in. I do orders about every 2 weeks, bulk orders. So I always have an open party so that I can keep track of who's sent me their orders. And also we have this great feature now when people check out on your personal website, right, which is the other one, they can attach it to your party and you start collecting hostess rewards, or your host starts collecting hostess rewards. So I always have an open order. History is where you're going to check shipping. The 3 statuses that we get, or 3 or 4. So there's paid, right? The next side note, you're going to hear a toddler in the background. I apologize. That's just my life right now. I have a 2-year-old and my house is crazy. So once you place an order, it's going to show paid. After paid, it shows posted, which means it's going to update and show on your PWS, or I'm sorry, your PRV, which I will go over what that is. And then it's going to show printed, which basically means they're packing it, and then it ships. So this is for any order, whether you place it or somebody shops on your website, it's going to go through the same process. Once it ships, you can click on your, let's just do this one. I just got this one a couple days ago. So you can click on your order and you can click on the tracking and see where your order is. One of the biggest questions I get from customers is, hey, do you know when my order is going to be in? So you can track, it'll show you where it's at. It'll give you an estimated delivery. So that's a great feature to know as far as just keeping track of your orders, okay? Like I said, I'm not going to go through all these tabs. You guys have this amazing first things first checklist when you join, which I believe we didn't have this when I joined, but it's on the dashboard of your website, I believe, your workstation. Complete that. I would highly recommend completing it. And like I said, just playing around with your workstation. You're not going to break anything, okay? Contacts is basically anytime you enter anyone's order or anyone orders off your personal website, that's where they're going to go. So if somebody says, hey, I placed an order in September and I don't remember, I had this green bar I liked, you can go to them, click on their name and see their order history, okay? So like these are all my peeps, right? You can see when they last order and everything. click on their name, there will be a little section to see their order history. Events is where you're going to register for things like home office puts on a lot of events for us, not a lot, but some pretty good ones. So that's where you would register. Incentive is where you track your incentives. Calendar is great, especially for new people. I check this every single day. It's just a great way to know about what's going on, right? Like if the home office is doing a training, if we're, releasing new products, if they're sending emails for us. So like the 15th, Kua came out for Moana, right? So you can actually also sync this to your phone. You can subscribe to the calendar. So I would suggest that. Scentsy Success. So this is where the news tab is, right? Where training is, marketing is. So tips, news tab, check it every day. It typically updates at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So figure out your time zone and check it every single day, okay? This is where Scentsy tells us all the things. So I actually check it multiple times a day because you just never know. But typically they post at about 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, okay? Training. Scentsy has a plethora of training for us. And this was like my go-to when I joined. I just browsed by topic and what caught my eye, and especially new consultants, those were the trainings that I was diving into. Speaking of training, your kit comes with a consultant guide, which is also right here. I would read it. I would read it front to back. I would make notes. I would earmark things. There's so much information there, and I can guarantee you that most of the questions that you have can be answered in your checklist, your first things first checklist, which is on your dashboard, training, okay, and your consultant guide. And if you can't find the answer there, then that's when you go to your sponsor. So little tough love, we're called independent Scentsy consultants, and the keyword there is independent, and it's all about you guys learning. Yes, please. All about you guys learning, right? We want to help you learn, and you have so many tools to get the knowledge that you need and to retain to run your business or your hobby or whatever it is, okay? So first things first checklist, your consultant guide, and the training tab are going to be like your best friends for the first couple months. Okay, so let's see. So, okay, I think I can turn off screen share. Let me show you a couple other things. I gotta move my face so that I can get to my account tab. The account tab is underneath your name here. This is where you will subscribe to Photify if you'd like, subscribe to Amy. So Photify is basically a way to make your own kind of flyers with pre-approved Scentsy images. Amy is this great app. I would highly suggest trying the free trial. And it just kind of helps you run your business and remind you to like check in on people. You can track samples that you've sent. You can track orders. Amy is like my jam, okay? But this is where if you need to change your address, so we have awards, and I won't go over the awards. They are in your consultant guide. For those of you guys who are relatively new, you hopefully know that your first goal is your Shooting Star Award, which is 500 PRV in your first 15 days. I've said PRV twice now, so I'm just going to tell you what it is. PRV is it's your personal retail volume, and it's basically $1 equals 1 PRV. The only time where that does not apply is our licensed products like Marvel or Disney. Those are a little different, right? So just keep that in mind. And again, all these things will make sense as you continue your journey. This is where you would, you have the option to select your awards. Every time you earn an award, you're either going to get a pin or a bracelet charm. I've done both. I love both. I don't wear any of them, but I collect them, right? This is where you can change your website name, update your credit card information if you need to. This is also where you can subscribe to what is called Scent of the Month or Warmer of the Month. I highly recommend at least enrolling in the Scent of the Month for several reasons. One, it counts for $35 PRV. Okay, so it counts towards your monthly sales. You get a buttload of stuff. You get 9 bars, a room spray, 50 flyers, a tester. I think that's it. Or you can do the warmer of the month and it's all that plus the warmer. You get PRV off of it. My biggest recommendation for subscribing to this, if it's in your budget, is because it gives you something fresh to share every month. I mail samples, I put samples in everybody's orders, and I 9 times out of 10 sell everything that came in my kit. So I'm actually making a profit, okay? So if it's in your budget, like I said, it's $35 a month plus tax, plus shipping. It's a tax write-off, which I'm not gonna get into, but you guys will learn this over time. Okay, this is where you can track your pay, where your tax forms are. So your account is definitely something that you want to remember that it's underneath your name, okay? Let's see. So your website is free for 3 months. So you guys start off at 20% commission, right? Of your sales. Once you hit $1,000 collectively, you will bump up to 25% commission, and you will always get paid at least 25% commission. Should you choose to grow a team, it goes up from there. Okay, if you sell $2,000 in 1 month, it bumps up to 30% commission, which is automatic $600, which is kind of nice. Okay, so I'm going to stop this screen share. Okay, let's see what else. So your first goal is your shooting star. I know 500 PRV in 15 days sounds like a lot, but if you plan your launch party and just share the product, I promise you it's a lot easier than it sounds. Every single person that has ever joined my team has said that, I don't know if I can do that. That's a lot of money. And yeah, it is. But if you look at it as 10 people spending $50 or 20 people spending $25, that's a lot easier to comprehend, right? You have 15 days to accomplish it. So if you hit the ground running, it's so doable. It gets you halfway to your promotion, right? And just, if you do decide to grow a team, 500 PRV every month is our minimum requirements to be paid at title. I know a lot of these terms and jargon is a lot, but just my tip to you would just be to have a high goal. And when I first joined, it was $500 every month. And after a little while, I was like, okay, I can do this. This isn't that hard. I'm going to try for $1,000 every month. I'm going to try for $2,000 every month. I'm going to try for annual sales, which is in your consultant guide. Okay. So, you know, whether this is a hobby for you or something that you really want to make money of, just always have a goal, because that's just something to, when the first of the month starts and that number says 0 PRV, what are you going to do to change that? You know, or if you're going to be a hobbyist and do your 200 PRV every now and then, that's cool too. But just know what your goals are and know what your intentions are with your business. Let's see. So PRV, we talked about that. Licensed products are not full PRV. If you want to know how much PRV you're going to get out of a product, look at your catalog, okay? Or fail-proof way is just play around in your workstation. Like I said, I always have an order open. So I just add the warmer or the bar or whatever licensed product it is, and it's going to tell you what PRV it is, okay? Let's see. Okay, so one of the things, I'll screen share one more time just to show you guys what it looks like. So I have an order open right now, and I added the Marvel warmer so that I can show you guys how it's going to affect your PRV, okay? So this is an order that I have going in tomorrow, actually. And you can see my PRV shows as 336, but my host base is 639. So what that means is that I'm getting hostess rewards off of this number, my PRV is going to be this number. And there are several reasons that that's separate or that they're different. Oops, sorry. One reason is because I have this licensed product, okay? And it shows you right here that it costs $55, but how much PRV you're making off of it is 45, okay? The other reason that it shows a different number is because I have some people who shopped my website, my personal website, my PWS, and that's where that number is offsetting because those people shopped online, okay? So whenever you want to confirm what your PRV is, you're going to click on Party Summary, and it's going to be right here. While I'm here, let me tell you about the Perpetual Party Reward. I get asked about this pretty often. The concept behind it is that every time you book a party, or say I do a party for you, and at my party you book 5 parties. To reward me for helping you book 5 parties, you could offer me this. It's basically an extra half off that you can use or not use. So you could offer it to me as a reward for helping me book parties, helping you book parties at my party. That was a little tongue twister. But like I said, you don't have to use this. I always use it, at least for like light bulbs or something, right? Like it's just a half off. So that's what a perpetual party reward is, okay? This is where you're going to enter your host credit and things like that, but your checklist is going to walk you through all of this. Let me see if there's anything else on. Okay, I'm going to show you a couple more things with the screen share. The reporting tab is a great way to just keep track of yourself and as you grow a team, your team. Team is where, it tells you right here, right? You can see their sales, you can see their birthdays, their anniversaries, what they're subscribed to, if they're subscribed to websites or their personal website or the scent of the month or armor of the month. I personally use it for birthdays and anniversaries. Your performance tab, I check this every single day, okay? It's basically how to track what your business is doing, right? Especially as you grow a team. One of the great things about this is this little SMART goal, and I'm not gonna do the video for you guys. You can watch this on your own time. It'll change over time, right? Your goals will change, your why will change. If you haven't heard your why yet, read your consultant guide. Your why is basically why you decided to join, like why you're doing, what your goals are, and your why will change over time. Trust me. I've been doing this for almost 7 years. My why has changed quite a few times. So, but this is just a great way to keep track of what's going on for yourself and your team. Like I said, I would just play with your workstation, click on buttons, like nothing's going to happen. And if it does, call support, right? Or your sponsor, and you'll figure it out together. Let's see what else. Talked about the consultant guide, the SMART goals. Okay, so I talked about support. I personally like to call support. Where you can find that number is right here, right? Contact support. You can either get the phone number or you can chat. They're not open right now for chat, or you can start a support request. Support requests are those like low priority things that you're totally cool with waiting for the answer. Chat, it's chat. I personally just like to talk to a human being and have a conversation and not be typing. So I always call. So that's just my personal preference. I know a lot of people like to do the chat, especially if they're at work or have kids and things like that. I just like calling and talking to them. All right, you can see the support hours right there. Those do change from time to time if we have really big launches or something crazy going on. They've been open for like really big like holiday launches and things like that. Where you would find that information is your news tab. Okay, so I told you, check it every day. Let's see what else. We went over the account tab. Enrolling in warmer scent of the month, and always having an open party. So, okay, I'm gonna stop the screen share again. Other than that, my biggest tips to you guys, enjoy your journey, okay? Don't stress. It's a lot of information. It's a lot of stuff to learn. Like I said, I've been doing this for 7 years and I'm still learning. That is the beauty of this business, is it's always evolving and always changing. So take your time and just take it one day at a time. Work on your checklist. And when your checklist is done, read your consultant guide. And when your consultant guide is done, start diving into trainings, plan your launch party. Go at your own pace. So one of the biggest things that I learned, and it took me about a year to figure it out, and I still struggle with it, is not comparing myself to other people. So for anyone who watches this and you saw my numbers and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to do that. That's not true. And I thought that. And your journey is your journey, and it is unique and it is special and it's yours. So you don't have to be like me. You don't have to be like your sponsor. You can be better than me. You can be better than your sponsor. You can do whatever you want. And that is the glorious part of being an independent consultant, is you're independent and you can do whatever you want. So never ever compare your journey to other people. Just enjoy it. And other than that, just dive into the training. Don't be afraid to explore. Don't be afraid to follow YouTube channels. Find people outside of your Scentsy family that inspire you. Try new things, try scary things. That's the only way you're going to grow, is to do the big scary things. And then suddenly they're not scary anymore. You know, if you had asked me on my first week of Scentsy to do a training call, I'd be like, nope. I didn't even like listening to training calls because I thought they might hear me. Like I was always like double checking that I was muted, right? And now I do training calls. I never thought I would grow a team. Like that was never in my radar. And then when I saw how much fun it is to have a team and how my teammates have become some of my best friends, I wouldn't change that for the world. So other than that, just know that you're not alone in this, and you have your sponsor and your director and your superstar director and a huge extended family that's here to help you on your journey. So don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to explore. Don't be afraid to think outside of the box and do things your own way, right? Like this is your business. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful evening and a wonderful Scentsy journey. Bye, guys.